Thank you so much for your time today.
Oh no, thanks for having me.
Thank you. We've done the whole team now. You're the last one of the Spanish Princess team. We did
Well,
everybody else
hopefully,
on
yeah,
Monday.
last but not least, we hope. I don't
Last but
know.
not
Maybe I'll
least.
do a terrible interview and you'll be like, "Ugh."
Yeah, can't use that. Sorry. How are things with you anyway? How have things been going, given how things are going at the
Yeah, good. It's definitely a bit weird. I mean, obviously, we had big plans to do the junket, and I think we were going to be going to the US and doing all that. And but I guess the biggest thing is that we're a really close. It's such a huge cast, and we're quite a close cast, and we're kind of sickeningly friendly with each other. And I think we're all just really looking forward to like being reunited and having like cast and crew screenings and all that kind of stuff. And not being able to do that's been a bit of a bummer, but hopefully not in the like too distant future we'll be able to do something like that, hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I like how they've sent you all these backdrops that you've all been given.
I like how you like it. It is the width of my flat. I think they think that we all live in mansions, and I don't live in a mansion, so it is the width of my flat. And I kind of thought that it was going to be A, much smaller, and B, like it's actually like beautiful thick material. It's like good. I could use it as a duvet cover if I wanted. Like,
You know what? That's exactly what Charlotte said when I interviewed her. She
really?
said she
Yeah,
was going to make a
duvet cover
duvet
or
out
like a strange wall hanging.
of
I don't know. But also I don't know, like I hope that someone, like disposes of it. I don't know what happens to it after. I don't know.
You'll just
It's
carry
very
it around
strange.
with you for years when you move
Yes.
houses and stuff. It'll be
It's now the feature of my living room, pretty much.
well, let's talk about the show. I mean, congrats on the show.
Yeah.
The guys, obviously, I spoke to them last year when the first series was launched, and they were all really excited.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, a year's passed, and the show's become such a huge success. I mean, how has that been for you personally, seeing how the show has done? Because it seems to have gone gangbusters everywhere.
Yeah, well, I don't think any of us were really expecting it. And I think that obviously the show was conceived as initially they wanted to do another 8 episodes, but that was never confirmed. And especially for me, because Meg kind of has more of a significant role in this part two, I didn't really want to get my hopes up. So I think we're all just happy to have the first few episodes and see how that went. But then it was a really big success, and it was so great to all be back together. And I've seen a couple of episodes from the show, and it was really exciting to see it. And I feel like part two is so much bigger, and it's so exciting, really exciting.
How excited were you personally when you saw that the character was going to play a bit more of a part in series two, and that you were going to kind of discover a bit more about her as we went through the series?
I was so excited. I think that, I mean, I didn't even know that Henry VIII had a sister, and I like did A-level history. Maybe I was a bad student, but I think the most exciting thing for me was that I thought this is the first time that a lot of people are going to be introduced to her story, and I get to tell that, and that's really exciting. And her life was absolutely bonkers, and so many things happened to her, and I just thought, oh my goodness, this is going to be such a challenge for me as an actor, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be surrounded by kids all the time. I'm going to be playing a mum for the first time. I did my first job when I was 8 years old, and then I was playing a mother to 8-year-olds, so it was kind of a weird full circle moment, but it was super exciting, and I was so happy that Emma and Matthew kind of gave me the chance to really get to tell Meg's story. It was awesome.
Yeah. In the initial kind of when you first read the scripts and the character, what kind of drew you to her? Because as you say, she's someone that, as the show is progressing, they're telling us about these characters in history that we don't quite know too much about, but within the confines of the show, we get to know a lot more about them.
For sure. I mean, I really liked how she felt, more than even some of the other characters. She felt like a real modern woman to me, in the sense that there's something really kind of rebellious about her, and it's almost like she's been brought up as one of the boys. She's been brought up along with Arthur and Henry, and then someone stuck her in a corset one day and went, no, you can't do that anymore. You can't go hunting and you can't do any of those things. And she's like, well, why not? And it's really fun to play that rebellious side to her. And I love how fiery she is and how she follows her gut, and she's super headstrong. But I also think that she makes some really poor choices and some really big mistakes. And I thought it was really interesting. How can I be in a position where I really want the audience to root for her, but also, you know, be sitting there thinking, why have you done that, Meg? And have that tension and that nuance was really, really exciting. And yeah, I think that people are really gonna hopefully fall in love with her. I really fell in love with her. I really did.
Yeah, you mentioned at the top there about the relationship between you guys as cast and the crew and everyone else, and everyone has
Yeah.
said the same thing. Everyone said how much you've got on and how much you guys have become kind of like a family and everything else. How much does that help you as an actor that you're as comfortable as you possibly can be on a set when everybody around you
Yeah.
is kind of pulling together, if you like?
It's so helpful because I think particularly in this series, the material, like every day was really challenging in terms of the scenes we were doing, or, you know, you might be horse riding, or it might be really, really cold, or you might have loads of kids on set, and that's like, you know, like difficult for your energy sometimes. And it's really nice to know that you can just like come back to the hotel bar and see everyone and just like have some nice little crisps, and you know, everyone gets their pints and glasses of wine, and it's really lovely. And or even like, you know, we're still all on our group chat, like none of us can bear to leave the group chat on WhatsApp. It's really good, and it's so nice to be there, particularly like, I think particularly there's a real sisterhood. Like I feel it so much with like Steph and Charlotte and Laura and all the girls, you know, like if you're struggling with a scene, you're worried about a scene, you know, you can text someone and you can go over and talk about it with them, and that's really awesome. And for me as well, like, because I'm in Scotland this time around, I kind of had a whole new group of people to play with. I was with all these amazing Scottish actors, and I was really worried because I was like, oh, I'm going to be meeting all these new people, and I'm not going to be with everybody who I did the first series with. And then they were just the best group of guys, and I just had the best time with them. So I feel like I got the best of both worlds. I felt really like I really lucked out, really lucked out.
Yeah. Do you think? What do you think? What would you put the success of the show down to? Because a lot of people have said it's the characters. Other people have said it's kind of the history. It's a history that is very reflective of history now and things we're going through now. Or do you think it's kind of a
Mm,
combination of all these things that touch upon a lot of things that people are maybe not necessarily dealing with like this, but they're kind
yeah,
of there's remnants of it through the show.
for sure. I do think it's a combination. I think that there's something really wonderful about um parts of it are escapist in the sense that you have, you know, super sumptuous costumes and locations and all that kind of stuff, but then what you're grappling with is, you know, absolutely human issues that everybody is dealing with at any point throughout history. I think people are obsessed with the monarchy. I think that our particular show, I think it's amazing that we're bucking the trend of history being whitewashed, and I think that so many people have loved seeing characters like Oviedo and Lina as black characters, because there's this weird thing of like, you watch period dramas and there's like only white people, and you kind of think, like, did we just hit the 21st century and then suddenly like black people existed? Like, no. And I think it's also an amazing thing to have, particularly Lina's character. I think it's amazing to have a black woman on screen who has agency, isn't being portrayed in like a slavery narrative, isn't being brutalized. There's such power and dignity to that character, and her storyline is not just is not just grappling with issues with race. It's everything. It's her whole life, and I just think that so many people have responded to that so well, and I'm really happy that they have.
Yeah, and you touched upon there about the show's it's quite a big show. You know, it's quite epic in many ways with the sets and everything else.
Yeah.
Are you able to enjoy that stuff a bit more than say when you were a kid doing the language and the wardrobe stuff? Because I guess a lot of that was CGI. Are you able to enjoy it more now and take it all in a bit better than you did when you were a kid?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess when I was a child, like I really felt like it was all real. I felt like it was all make believe. And the amazing thing about Narnia is that we worked with so many practical sets. I mean, hardly any of it was green screen. And so I think it was a shift right at that beginning of that shift to more green screen. I think we were right at the kind of tail end of that. And so no, I'm still like a kid in a candy shop, and I'm still kind of can't believe that you know, you turn up to another incredible location and you're like, wow, this is, I mean, I'm getting paid to do this. This is my job. It's awesome. I mean, we probably have more access than like the public do to all these places, and it's like being on a National Trust like tour or something. It's amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah. And how is it for you as an actor at the moment? Obviously, it's a very strange time, and a lot of people are taking the time to kind of be a bit not just reflective, but able to like write and to read scripts and everything else. Has it kind of stopped your work? Have you been able to carry on, or have you just been enjoying the downtime in a strange way?
Yeah, I've been enjoying the downtime. I feel really lucky that I write as well, because it's been a really good time for me to take stock and you know, get redrafting on stuff, and that's been exciting. But then on the other hand, you kind of spin into an existential crisis of like, what am I doing with my life? Like, why didn't I train to be a doctor? Like, but I also think that as much as sometimes you can fall down that hole, you know, art is important. I'm really happy that the show's coming out now. I really hope that people, you know, love it as much as we did making it, and they can kind of, yeah, have that moment of escapism. But it's not, you know, empty fluff. It's I mean, this series in particular is so moving, and I really hope that people love it. But it's also cool. I mean, it's nice to be doing a junket now. I mean, I mean, I'm not in my pajamas today, so that's good.
Although some people have been doing these junkets with just the top, you know.
I know. Well, yeah.
And the bottom in pajamas.
The other day, I had a Zoom meeting, and I was basically in like my pajama shorts on the bottom, because I was like, it's hot. I don't want to put jeans on. No, you don't see it, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's the new normal, as they say. Just as a final question, then. I mean, what is there something what's you going to miss most about the show? If it, you know, obviously it was supposed to be two seasons. You never know with these kind of things that people might go, hey, we want more, you know, with success and everything. But if that was the end now, as it kind of is supposed to be, is there a big thing that you'll miss about the show and Meg as well?
The show, I will really miss us all sitting in the hotel bar after work. I really will. I will really miss, shout out to the Bristol Hotel. I'll really miss, you know, it's just the best group of people. I can't even express how lucky we are to have such a big cast and for everyone to get on. And the thing that I'll miss about Meg is I'm so in love with her as a character. And I wish that I had more time to play her. I really do. And but I can only hope now that when people see her, it like gives a new life to the character. Yeah, I hope people just fall in love with her. Yeah, but I'll miss pretty much. I'll just miss everyone. But I don't. But then I see them all the time, so it's not really. I don't really. Yeah.
And are you ready to go back? Have you got something lined up when you're able to go back to work now? Things are slowly starting up again?
I don't have anything lined up at the moment. It's such a weird time, and even stuff like auditioning. But the wheels are starting to turn, so that's exciting. And to be honest, I don't know. A friend of mine is on something at the moment, and you know, the costume department bring her costume every day, and they're all PPE'd up, and it does look pretty stressful. So maybe I'll just wait a little bit. But yeah, but also I can't wait to get back on a set, and I really hope that everything, you know, can get back to normal as soon as possible. You know, we'll see, but yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed indeed. Georgie, thank you so much for your time today. Absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Yeah, so nice.
Good luck with everything, and stay safe.
You too. Bye.
See you soon. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching HeyUGuys.
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.